It is finally the day we have all been waiting for. It is UFC 324 full fight card prediction day, and I am feeling cool, ladies and gentlemen. How cool am I feeling exactly?
I'm cool as biscuits.
Do you know why I'm feeling cool as biscuits like that guy is? Because we have a full card to talk about. It is a beautiful day on the Money Manziel MMA channel. You may as well subscribe while you're here. Listen, it's free. It's down below. I'm not going to fucking throw it in your face the entire time, but you might as well hit that subscribe button while you still can. We're damn near at 1,500 subs. So, if we're there by the time this video, comes out, then God bless. Thank you all for 1,500 subscribers. Regardless of that, I'm not going to waste anybody's time. There's no special criteria. I am here today to prove myself as the most elite predictor on YouTube. Bedtime MMA currently holds this crown. We are going to take it by the end of this video and by the end of the week. So let's not bullshit anymore. I'm going to leave timestamps down below so you can kind of pick and choose what fights you want to hear me talk about. We're starting at the early prelims and ending with the main event. So let's kick it off with the first fight of the night, Adam Fugitt and Ty Miller. Now, again, I wish they had done like a UFC 300 situation where it was like a cool first fight of the night, but I guess we got Adam Fugitt and Ty Miller. Now, Adam Fugitt has been very loss-win his entire career, which you can see as he is 10-5. Now, however, he is up against a very tough task here. Ty Miller is young. He's very skilled. I watched back his fight with Jimmy Drago on the Contender Series. And Ty Miller really impressed me with his boxing specifically. He is a little bit of a headhunter, but I don't see too much of an issue with that. I'm not going to waste your time on this one. Ty Miller is absolutely taking this. Now, whether it's by decision or KO, I'm not completely sure. Fugitt seems like a dude that could survive 3 rounds with Ty Miller, so I may lock in Ty Miller by decision. That's on the Money Manziel MMA parlay. So
today only. PJ Tucker, 5 threes, $1,000 win you $3 million.
No problems there. I do think that having Drago as a last name is pretty fucking cool. I don't get how you're gifted a last name like that and you still lose on the Contender Series. I don't know, man. I feel like if I had a cooler last name than Manziel, I'd be fucking dudes up in the UFC. So, in another life. But regardless, we're going to go Ty Miller to kick things off. We got a lot of fights to talk about, so we got to skip past the ones that I know you guys don't care as much about. We're going Ty Miller, though. You can see he's a headhunter. 74 of his 84 significant strikes are to the head, only 9 to the body. He's going to be tagging Adam Fugitt constantly. I do not think Fugitt is skilled or athletic enough to have anything to fight off Ty Miller. So, Ty Miller by decision. You heard it here first. Let's move on, man. Ricky Turcios and Cameron Smotherman now. I've caught a little bit of hate recently. I've been calling Ricky Turcios scary looking. I know he's a good dude, bro. Like, I get it. He's inspirational. He's got that cool little speech. I'm sure people like him. The issue to me is that Ricky Turcios is just not that good of a fighter. That's, listen, with my expertise, right? They're calling me one of the greatest MMA experts in the game right now.
Yeah, baby.
With my brilliant expertise of the sport, I can tell you that Ricky Turcios is coming off of back-to-back losses and a win where he scraped by Kevin Natividad, where he got, I believe it was a flying knee or maybe it was a spinning elbow, that hurt him horribly in that fight, nearly had him out of there for good, but he rallied and won the fight. Congratulations. But where's Kevin Natividad down? You know what I mean? This is not exactly a guy that is championship or even Cameron Smotherman caliber. Now, do I think Cameron Smotherman is some special talent in the sport? Absolutely not. You can look at his past fights. The loss to Surrey City was not a good one at all. The Ricky Simone fight was But, if your only UFC win is short notice against Jake Hadley,
I want to be a UFC fighter.
That's Jake Hadley right there.
Then I've kind of got some questions about your level of skill. I get it. The UFC is going to keep giving him fights because he did them that favor. But he's not very skilled either. So 2 guys that are 1-2 in their last 3. I don't know what the UFC is doing sometimes when it comes to matchups, but I'm going to go Cameron Smotherman here. I think he's a little more talented, and I have a clear rule of thumb. If you are an Ayman Zahabi victim in any way, whether it's in the gym or it's in the actual UFC in a fight, I am not going to pick you to win a fight. Ricky Turcios lost to Ayman Zahabi. He should be stoned in public for doing this. If you lose to Ayman Zahabi, you should be exiled. You should be tried on terrorist charges. you should be fucking embarrassed publicly, for the dog shit fighter that you are. So solely because Ricky Turcios lost Ayman Zahabi, we will be going with Cameron Smotherman here. Elite breakdowns. You already know we're 2-0 to start this card. Let's keep it moving, man. Next fight, Josh Hokit and Denzel Freeman. Now, listen, Josh Hokit's an interesting case. Now, do I love the gimmick of Josh Hokit? No, I think it's corny.
Talk of the town, the USA sound, the most profound.
It's not even that funny. I think it's only funny because he doesn't even really believe the gimmick half of the time. I saw him breaking character with fucking Jaden Cable the other day, my favorite industry plant, which is pretty funny, but I don't know, man. I just don't believe it when I see Josh Hokit. I'm kind of like, all right, this is clearly a fucking act. At least with Chael Sonnen and Colby, it seemed real, even a little bit. But regardless, he's talented. Josh Hokit is athletic. He was a former 49ers player. I don't know if he was any good, to be honest with you, but he at least was in the NFL. On the other hand, Denzel Freeman, man, I gotta be honest with you, he could fucking be the greatest fighter of all time in the gym. He could have had the greatest, 7 fights of his life before he made his UFC debut. I gotta be honest with you, watching that Marek Buyo, I don't know how the fuck you say that, Marek Bulo, fucking who cares? Watching that fight live and then watching it back, Denzel Freeman is terrible. He seems like he has some level of skill. He might have the Marlon Vera disease. I'm coining that term around. Put a TM above that. He may have the Marlon Vera disease where you just do not throw strikes, even though you seem like you're good at throwing strikes. It seems like Freeman's got solid kickboxing and Muay Thai, but he was just fucking, like hipping and hopping around. That sounds racist. And I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I meant to say that he was like yelling everywhere. Like he was fucking, just, I don't know, he was just like moaning like the Muay Thai guys do, and he wasn't even throwing strikes, he was just kind of yelling whenever he feinted. I gotta cut that hipping and hopping shit out. That sounds racist as fuck. Regardless, Josh Hokit is going to win this fight, moving swiftly on. Josh Hokit is going to win this fight. He's way more talented than Denzel Freeman, in my opinion. Is he going to get fraud checked very soon by fucking Marcin Tybura after this one? Absolutely. You can bet your top dollar he is. But in the meantime, Josh Hokit will be beating up just random fat heavyweights. I've got no problem taking him here. I'm going to go first round sub for Josh Hokit. That is my official prediction. So we're going to rock with that, and we're going to keep it moving on this card. Next up, we've got Michael the Menace Johnson and Alexander Hernandez. Interesting matchup. 2 guys that I actually really like. Hernandez is one of those dudes that I watched in like the trash talking Gone Ron videos when Cowboy fucking KO'd him. But Hernandez does have weird wins. We're talking about like a 30-second KO of Beneil Dariush. We're talking about a win over Olivier Aubin-Mercier, who is a very, very talented fighter. He won the fucking PFL shit a bunch of years in a row. Maybe it was Bellator, but regardless, OAM is very talented. I know he's retired now, but that was a good win at the time. Hernandez is coming off a KO win over Diego Ferreira. He KO'd Chase Hooper before that. He is weird in terms of the fights. He's kind of Michael Johnson's successor, if you will, doing kind of the same shit. Soon he'll be 25-19. But Michael Johnson to me is one of the most hilarious fighters of all time. This is a guy that has losses to Beneil Dariush and or either he is a win over Beneil and a loss to Edson, or he is a win over Edson and a loss to Beneil. I'll fact check myself in real time. I know he lost to Nate Diaz. I know he went into the 3rd round with Khabib and got Kimura. He's got that KO win over Dustin Poirier. He is a win back in the day over Tony Ferguson. The 9 submissions and 3 KO losses are confusing to me. Michael Johnson is very, very talented. I still think one of the worst lines of all time was him being like plus 450 against Zell Huber. Zell Huber was coming off of a loss to begin with. So for him to be like a minus 700 favorite over MJ is crazy, and it means the books weren't watching tape. MJ is still incredibly athletic. I'm not even making jokes. I'm trying to prove that I'm a serious breakdown guy here. MJ's still incredibly athletic, still fast, still has got it. The chin is definitely a question, but fuck it, brother. We are going to be clenching those ass cheeks during this fight because we have Michael Johnson to win here. I'm going to go MJ by decision or late KO, like a TKO type of finish. We could get a typical MJ fight where where MJ wins the first round off of activity, and then round 2, Hernandez lands a bomb of a right hand over the top. But In the meantime, we're going to say MJ wins. I think he survives a 3-round decision, probably a 29-28 where it gets sketchy in the 3rd round. So you heard it here first. We're taking Michael Johnson in back-to-back fights now. Never been wrong about an MJ fight, so we're going to keep it moving. On to the next fight. We have Alex Perez and Charles Johnson. Listen, Alex Perez, I gotta tell you, I gotta let you guys in on a secret here. Alex Perez is 1-5 in his last 6.
This nigga crying, bro? Is this nigga crying?
This nigga is trash.
Now, I know that flyweight is thin. I know that we maybe don't have the greatest prospects in the world in the division. But this guy is still like number 8 or something. Like number 8 or 9. He is 1-5 in his last 6. That one win is over Mateusz Nicolau. Where's Mateusz Nicolau now? He's out of the UFC. You know what I mean? I don't know about Alex Perez, dude. The guy is, again, like a leg kick away from a fucking torn Achilles. He's got 8 finish losses and 10 total losses. Not like he's finishing everybody. He got fucking guillotined by Isuo Mabayev in his last fight after seemingly winning the first 2 rounds, or at least I had him up 2-0. I think the judges had it 1-1, 1-1, and then 2-0. I don't think he's good enough to beat Charles Johnson. I think this line is a little too close. I do know that Charles Johnson's weird about when he tends to show up in fights. He seemed to be way slower than Lonnie Kavanaugh. He was getting kind of cracked early on in that fight and then found an opening and KO'd Loner Kavanaugh. I think the same thing happens here versus Alex Perez. I think he finds the chin at some point, either hurts him, gets him chicken-legged, and then wins a decision, or he does actually finish Alex Perez. So I'm going to go Charles Johnson by decision/KO. I don't think you can be a guy that is the first guy to ever beat Loner Kavanaugh. You KO him stiff, and you can't beat fucking Alex Perez, who's 1-5 in his last 6. So I like Charles Johnson here. I don't think it's much of a debate, to be honest with you. We're going to rock with him, and we're going to keep moving up this damn card. Next up, Nikita the Miner Krylov. I know there are a couple of you CP fans out there that are a big fan of that nickname. And then Modestas Bukauskas. Very interesting matchup to me. Nikita Krylov is coming off of back-to-back flatline KO losses to Bogdan Guskov and Dominic Reyes in his last 2. His win before that was all the way back at UFC 286 against Ryan Spann. On the other side, Modestas Bukauskas is coming off of a KO win over Paul Craig. He beat Iwan Kutalaba, which killed a parlay of mine, so I'm still salty about that. A very weird fight to me. Now, I will say Nikita Krylov might have my favorite KO and sub record of all time. He's got, in 41 fights, in 30 wins, he has 28 finishes. In 11 losses, he has 9 finishes by loss. Meaning he has only been to a decision. Let's do the math here. 28 plus 9, 37. He's only been to these scorecards 4 times in his career, which is crazy for 41 fights. Everyone should appreciate the way Nikita Krylov fights. I do have questions about his chin. Here's the thing. I gotta say this. Modestas Bukauskas, again, I don't think YouTube monetization would love how to describe Modestas Bukauskas fighting, but we can play a little clip that describes what he does before he walks into the cage. I'd say that's pretty accurate for Modestas Bukauskas. Now, I like him, but he does act fucking stupid sometimes. He was like in Paul Craig's guard when he got that KO, which I guess it worked out in hindsight, but I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? I don't really understand it. Maybe I've lost my mind, but you know, it's a tricky one. Modestas does hit hard enough where I just don't think Nikita's chin can hold up. I'm going to go Modestas here. I wouldn't be shocked if Krylov, turned the clock back for a vintage one, but all the evidence that I have is that Nikita Krylov's chin is gone. It was quick into the Guskov fight. It was quick into the Reyes fight. I just don't know if that time off was good for him, and now the chin is disappearing on him. I have to think that Modestas Bukauskas gets an early KO here to wrap it up. Next up, we got Atiba Gautier versus Andre Pulyaev. Atiba Gautier is coming off a win over Tristan Vines, where Tristan Vines shot one of the greatest takedowns of all time. Truly a special fighter that definitely was UFC level when they brought him in. On the other hand, we have Andre Pulyaev, who's coming off a win over Nick Klein, who to me is not a UFC level fighter. I will say that Pulyaev does get some respect for me for going the distance with Christian Leroy Duncan. He was gassed and exhausted by the end of it, barely able to survive to the bell. He was getting cracked. But he did make it, so all power to him. This fight, I'm not going to waste your time and try and fucking break down the outside foot position battle. Lucas Tracy's boxing channel is there for that. I'm going to go Atiba Gautier. I'm just looking at the way this dude is physique mogging Sean Strickland. We all have a physique like Atiba Gautier's. We are not built like Los Polos. We are built instead like Atiba Gautier.
Los, why obese? You're not even
And we are manifesting this physique in 2026. So, we're going with Atiba. I'm not going to waste any time. Hopefully he's been in all the cat cafes he can be in, because you are winning this weekend, brother. Maybe Pulyaev has a chance if Gautier doesn't have a chin and we just aren't aware of it, but I'm going Gautier, round 1 KO. Shouldn't be a question. Next up, the featured prelim of the evening. We're moving fast, boys. We're making good time on this one. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I swear I forgot a letter in his name. Just ignore that for now. Let's keep it moving. Umar's 19-1. He's got 9 finishes. He is a minus. Imagine telling someone when Figgy was the flyweight champ that he would ever be an underdog to someone who's minus 1,500. That's crazy. 15-1 odds on Umar Nurmagomedov. He's coming off a win over Mario Bautista, in which he just kind of dominated the grappling, did his thing, threatened submissions in moments, but overall, Umar Nurmagomedov was way better than Mario Bautista. He did get knocked down, which is cause for concern, but hell, I mean, fucking Beksad Almakan knocked him down, so what can you do? Figgy, on the other hand, is coming off of a pretty lackluster split decision against Montel Jackson. He won the fight, and props to him, but it wasn't anything that made me think, damn, prime Figgy is back, dude. Figgy's power really hasn't carried to 135 either. He hurt Rob Font in a moment in their fight, but I could hurt Rob Font, your cat, your grandmother, your grandfather, your dead great-great-grandfather could all hurt Deiveson Figueiredo. Rob Font in a fight. This guy gets chicken legged at just about anything, so I gotta call it how I see it. Now, all that being said, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you and tell you that Figueiredo has a chance, because unless he times some perfect right hand that we simply are not aware of, Umar is going to take him down. I bet Umar gets a sub here. I think that if Brandon Moreno can fucking rear naked choke you, that Umar Nurmagomedov can rear naked choke you. I think a sub is coming. He will be getting the jacuzzi. This will be all of the Money Manziel MMA viewers. I am manifesting this for us. Every single Money Manziel MMA viewer will be getting in this jacuzzi.
Whoa. Hey.
With me at some point. Not on some Epstein shit, not on some Diddy shit. We're just going to have a polite and friendly time in this jacuzzi. So Umar Nurmagomedov will be beating Figueiredo by submission. I'm going to say round 2. Let's move on to the main card. We have made it. Gene Silva, good lord, that hairline is disgusting. Shave that shit. It's no wonder that fucking Gene Silva shaves his head before fights. That is one of the worst hairlines I've ever seen in my life. He's got like a U going in the middle. It's like a bat signal on his forehead. You can see that bat signal, right? Gene Silva with a bat signal on his forehead. Again, please shave it, brother. But he is 5-1, 7-2 in terms of finishes. 16-3 overall. He's coming off of a KO loss, the first of his career, to Diego Lopez at UFC San Antonio. Arnold Allen, on the other hand, has been out for over a year now, probably closer to a year and a half at this point, after he went over Giga Chikadze, in which he didn't look that good in the Giga Chikadze fight. I don't know, man. I've got questions about Arnold Allen. He spent over a year and a half off. As much as I would love to pick against Gene Silva, I'm gonna have to go with him here. This is a battle of autism, and I do think that Gene Silva's got more of it. Just wait for him to be crying when Bruce Buffer is introducing him on the Paramount card. We will be tuned for that in that case. So I'm kind of rooting for Arnold Allen, but we're going to pick Gene Silva to win the fight here. I'm going to go by decision. Arnold Allen, to me, has not shown that he can be knocked out in fights. I don't believe he's ever been knocked out. Let's check. No, he has 1 KO loss. What the fuck is Arnold? That's got to be an early doors fight. I do not remember Arnold Allen ever getting KO'd in the UFC. Maybe Gene Silva can put him out. I'm going to say also, I'm so wrong about that fucking KO and sub shit. There's no way that is correct. That Gene Silva only has 5 KOs? That's wrong. Okay. I apologize for the fucked up graphics, boys. Listen, it's a late night. I'm trying to get this out in the morning. So, yeah, just fucking pretend that I have the normal stats up for Gene Silva. Let's move on, man. We got Gene Silva winning this fight. Fucking, yeah, debatable. Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. Natalia Silva is a massive favorite here. Almost 4-1 over Rose Namajunas, the former strawweight champion, 2-time champion, actually. Now, in terms of how I see this fight going, it's a little tricky. Natalia Silva's coming off a great win over Alexa Grasso, where she was convincingly better everywhere than Alexa. Alexa just was not good enough, frankly. And Rose Namajunas, on the other end, is coming off of a dogfight versus Miranda Maverick, where it seemed like she really needed that knockdown to get ahead of Miranda. I forget if it was 30-27 or 29-28, but it was a little closer than you would have expected. She lost to fucking Erin Blanchfield. She has a loss to Manon Fior. She beat Tracy Cortez and Amanda Hebos. Congratulations. I'm going to go Natalia Silva here. I think, by the way, let me just say this. Rose Namajunas has been told she's next for Valentina Shevchenko with a win over Natalia Silva. Are you fucking kidding me? This girl's notable wins at flyweight: Miranda Maverick, Tracy Cortez, Amanda Hebos. None of those people will ever sniff a belt in their career. Never. I mean that seriously. Never will any of them ever be title contenders unless the entire division explodes in a plane. And yet Rose Namajunas is being promised a belt. Off of what? A win streak over Miranda Maverick? I mean, beating Natalia Silva's cool, and we're fucking thin at this division, so I guess, but what does this division come to that we're fucking giving Rose Namajunas title shots after she lost to Blanchfield and Fior, the two, like, actually good fucking flyweights? I don't know what the world has come to, but we're going Natalia Silva to beat this girl up. Let's keep it moving. Waldo Cortez Acosta, how you know I'm Dominican Papi? Versus Derek Lewis. Very interesting matchup here. Waldo Cortez Acosta is coming off of back-to-back KOs over Shamil Gaziev, our king. Shamil, rest up, brother. We have the watch, and we will see you in Valhalla. And then a KO previously over Ante Delia after an eye poke. I had Ante Delia by KO. They fucked me. It is what it is. Waldo Cortez Acosta, very talented guy. Pretty athletic for the division, too. He's got 9 children, so you know he's an athletic and flexible guy. Derek Lewis, on the other hand, is coming off of back-to-back wins. He's most recently fought versus Taliesin Teixeira in July. Kind of an early stoppage, but not really. I mean, I watched the fight back. He's climbing up the cage with his hands, so it was fine. I mean, people got on him for it, but I'll live with it. The stoppage is good enough for Derek Lewis. And he mooned the crowd afterwards, so it's all good. In terms of who's winning this fight, I like Derek Lewis a lot. Seems like a down-to-earth and good dude, but I can't sit here and legitimately convince you that he is going to win this fight. Waldo Cortez Acosta is just better. If you're getting KO'd by Tai Tuivasa, if Sergey Pavlovich is putting you out in a minute, Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to walk in there. He's going to land a right hand, and Derek Lewis is going to go down. I would be willing to bet we get an early stoppage here. I bet it's like Lewis goes down, a couple of ground and pound shots, people aren't happy about it, or there's like a no contest because Lewis fucking kicks the shit out of Waldo Cortez Acosta in the groin. Either way, that's my prediction. No contest or Waldo Cortez Acosta, first round KO. Take it to the bank. We have 2 more fights to talk about. If you're still here, I appreciate you. If you skip to these final 2 fights, I still appreciate you, brother. It's all good. I understand. Sean O'Malley versus Son Yadong. Very, very fun matchup here. Sean O'Malley, back-to-back losses to the former champ Merab Dvalishvili. That's even weird to say, former champ for Merab. And Son Yadong is coming off of a weird win over Henry Cejudo, in which he was kind of getting fucking pieced up in moments. This is a tricky one. You know, Son Yadong is a little undersized to me at bantamweight, or 5'8", I guess, is a normal height. But Son Yadong has some weird wins. Or weird losses, rather. He lost to Kyler Phillips, a fight versus Chito Vera, which a lot of people thought he lost. I don't know, man. Son Yadong's confusing to me, just as a fighter in general. 22-8-1 is a sneaky, ugly record to be a high-level bantamweight. I'm personally going to go with Sean O'Malley here. I think he's faster. I think he's already racism maxing, which is exactly what you need to be able to beat a guy like Son Yadong. Start pulling out the Family Guy jokes, brother, because we need them in this one. I'm going Sean O'Malley by decision. I doubt he KOs Son Yadong, but what do I know? Maybe Sean puts him out with a clean right hand. Maybe the old sugar show comes back, the one that we all didn't like. Regardless, let's keep it moving. We have arrived at the main event of the evening. Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. Very exciting one. Justin Gaethje coming off of a win over Rafael Fiziev on short notice, where he knocked him down in the second round and was able to also win the third to ultimately steal the fight from Fiziev. Before that, he was KO'd in spectacular fashion against Max Holloway, and before that, he KO'd Dustin Poirier stiff. Now, in any of that, did he look washed? I don't fucking think so. I think that he did fine versus Max Holloway. It was 2-2 on one scorecard. If that KO doesn't happen in the last second, we're just saying, damn, Gaethje got set back a fight. Maybe he shouldn't have taken that, but whatever. He'll come into his next fight better. Paddy Pimblett, on the other hand, I'm going to read this resume and you are genuinely going to laugh. Michael Chandler, Bobby Green, Tony Ferguson in his last 3 fights. And this guy's in an interim title shot. I get it, Islam Makhachev got a title shot off of Bobby Green, but again, it was supposed to be Benny Dariush. There was literally nobody else at lightweight that was going to fight for the belt at the time. So shut the fuck up about the Paddy fucking fanboys that are like, oh my god, man, dude, Islam got a title shot off of Bobby Green, dude. You don't, dude, that's cope, man. Dude, why don't you hate on Islam, dude? You only hate on Paddy Pimblett, man. No, dude, I fucking understand that Islam got a title shot off of Bobby Green. No one's saying his resume was so strong. Paddy's is objectively worse. Thiago Moises was a fine win at the time. Guess what? Dan Hooker was a pretty good win at the time. And then add Bobby Green, who was ranked at the time, wasn't fucking flatlined a million times by different people. It wasn't a bad win. So I think Islam deserved it more than fucking Paddy Pimblett does. The UFC has propped this guy up since day one. That's why you've got the fucking Barstool fanboys of Paddy Pimblett. You've got all the TikTok fans that are rooting for Paddy. If you're a Paddy fan because you just like his fight style, then good for you. But, you know, I don't know, man. I'm going fucking Justin Gaethje if you can't tell. I'm going with the underdog here. We will be nerd maxing in this fight. We will be walking out with our glasses on. If one man can hold you down, what's the saying, Justin Gaethje?
If one man can hold you down, 2 can rape you.
That'll do it for the video, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in today. It means the world to me. It was a blast to put together these predictions, although it took a fucking long time. I wasn't used to making them anymore. But it's exciting to finally have the UFC back in action. I cannot wait for Saturday night. I hope you boys can't wait either. I'm not sure if I have a video coming out Friday or Saturday, to be honest with you. So I will let you know. That is tentative at the moment. But if I don't, then I will see you on Sunday for a recap. But I probably will have something Friday. So I'll probably see you tomorrow. Peace out, boys. Like, comment, subscribe. My TikTok is at MoneyManziel MMA. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.